Most people don't struggle with saving because they're reckless or careless. They struggle because they're trying to build stability while life keeps moving underneath them. The first $5,000 feels impossible, not because it's a huge number, but because it always feels like you're almost there, and then suddenly you're not. You save a little, you notice the number move, and for a moment, it feels like maybe this time, something is finally starting to work. And then something happens, not because you did anything wrong, but because life rarely waits for the timing to feel convenient. A bill shows up out of nowhere, a repair you didn't plan for, a reminder that real life keeps charging forward even while you're trying to catch up. So the balance drops again, not dramatically, just enough to erase the progress you were starting to believe in. After a while, you stop checking as often, not because you don't care, but because constantly looking starts to feel like reopening a wound. Caring takes energy, and when money already feels heavy, even hope can start to feel exhausting. This is usually where self blame quietly sneaks in. Not all at once, just enough to make you question yourself. You start telling yourself stories that you should be further by now, that other people figured it out faster, that maybe you're the problem. But what's really happening is quieter than all of that. It doesn't show up as failure, it shows up as pressure. Before $5,000, income doesn't feel like progress. It feels like survival mode with better packaging. Money comes in and immediately disappears into responsibility. Every dollar already has a destination before it even arrives. Rent, utilities, insurance, things that don't feel optional, food, transportation, family needs, not luxuries, just the cost of staying afloat another month. That's why saving doesn't feel empowering yet. It feels like you're taking something away from yourself in the present for a future that still feels uncertain. Saving feels risky when you're already stretched thin, because every decision carries weight and even small mistakes can feel expensive. Moving money into savings means fewer options right now. And when you don't have much margin, fewer options can feel genuinely unsafe. That's the part people don't talk about. The emotional math behind every decision, the constant calculating that runs quietly in the background. This is why the first $5,000 feels so heavy. Not because the number itself is overwhelming, but because of everything it has to fight through. It's not the size of the goal that weighs on you. It's the pressure of carrying uncertainty every day while you're chasing it. But something starts to change once you cross that line. Not in a dramatic, overnight way, but in how your body begins to respond to money. The urgency softens. You're not constantly bracing for impact anymore. There's finally a little room to breathe. Bills still arrive. Life still happens, but everything doesn't feel like an emergency at the same time. You start opening mail without your stomach dropping. You look at numbers without immediately preparing for bad news. Decisions slow down. Not because you stopped caring, but because you finally have time to think. You're choosing instead of reacting. And that shift alone changes how money feels in your hands. This is where momentum actually begins. Not with a bigger income, but with a calmer nervous system. You didn't become a different person. You didn't suddenly gain discipline. The system around you simply stopped fighting you. By the time people reach 50,000 saved, the structure is already doing most of the work for them. Money moves automatically. Habits are already set. Consistency doesn't require constant effort anymore. Money stops demanding your attention all day. It fades into the background of your life where it was always meant to be. And when money stops draining energy, showing up consistently becomes easier than forcing motivation ever was. From the outside, it looks automatic, like it came easily, like it was always simple. But it wasn't magic. It wasn't luck. It was margin, quietly doing its job. If you're still struggling with the first 5,000, that doesn't mean you're failing or falling behind. It means you're still in the heaviest part. You're early. And early stages always carry more uncertainty than people are comfortable admitting. Early progress feels slower because it's doing invisible work. Building stability, creating space, reducing fear before numbers ever get big. And the fact that you're still trying at all, even when it feels hard, means momentum is already forming, quietly in the background.